Kaiden Garner was a 3-year-old, great-looking little boy who had all of his life ahead of him. He had lots of family and friends that cared very deeply for him. On August the 12th, at about 11:30 p.m., his lifeless body was brought to the North Alabama Medical Center emergency room. The initial report was that he may have passed away due to heat-related illness or heat-related issues. However, after closer inspection and further investigation, it was determined that the cause of death for Kaiden Garner was blunt force trauma. The autopsy report indicated that little Kaiden Garner was beaten to death. For several weeks since that time, members of this department, members of the community and his family have sought justice for little Kaiden. I am pleased to report today that the people responsible for his death have been arrested and will be held accountable for their actions. Justice for Kaiden begins today. I want to personally thank the members of the Florence Police Detective Division for all of their hard work. These guys have spent countless hours on this investigation. They've interviewed many people. They have executed numerous search warrants, and they have been relentless during this investigation. Our detectives never acted hastily. Everything that was done was intentional and it was deliberate. All of this was to ensure justice for Kaiden. In fact, this particular case has already been brought before a grand jury, and an indictment has been returned for the 2 offenders who were responsible for his death. To his mother and to all of his family, on behalf of the Florence Police Department, I want to express my deepest condolences. I also want to thank our District Attorney, Chris Conley, for his assistance throughout this investigation, and I want to turn it over to him to get into specifics of who was arrested and what their charges were. District Attorney Chris Conley.
Thank you, Chief, and I want to join Chief Tyler in expressing my condolences again to the family, and can't imagine what you're going through. Sad, sad, sad. I also want to join the Chief in expressing my great appreciation to the members of the Florence Police Department, the investigative division led by Wes Gargis and Jason Fort. The lead detective on this case is Bill White. They have done an outstanding job working together as a team since this case began, and we could not have asked for a better investigative effort. So thank you all for that effort. On Monday, we presented this case to a Lauderdale County grand jury. The grand jury returned an indictment against Blake Joswell Townsend for capital murder of a child. The grand jury concluded that Mr. Townsend did intentionally cause the death of Kaiden Garner, who was 3 years old, by beating him and or punching him and or kicking him, causing laceration of the child's liver and other internal and external injuries, and the death of Kaiden. Earlier today, members of the Florence Police Department arrested Mr. Townsend, and he is in our jail without bond. We expect him to have a court appearance within 72 hours where he will begin the process of the prosecution of this case. Also arrested today was Yaliric Deshona Pride. Ms. Pride was charged with one count of child abuse. She was charged with someone having responsibility for the supervision of Kaiden, and it is alleged that she did torture, willfully abuse, cruelly beat, or otherwise willfully maltreat the child. She was also arrested, as I mentioned, and is in our jail. Those are the people who are responsible here, and those are the people that we intend to hold accountable for the death of this precious child. And I want to commit to his mother and the family that we will not stop until we reach and seek justice and get justice for you and for baby Kaiden. I'd like to ask Wes Gargis to say a word or two if he'd like.
Thank you, Chris. Leslie family, again, On behalf of the Detectives Division here at Florence, our condolences on the loss of little Kaiden. These are very difficult cases that we work from time to time. Not one case that comes through our office is ever easy, but when the cases involve a child of 3 years old, it makes it that much more difficult. Our detectives are fathers, they're husbands, they're people just like everyone else. Our detectives, Leslie family, I want you to know, have taken this case personal. They love little Kaiden, and they grieve with you. I want to assure you that our division will continue to finish this case, continue to walk through with District Attorney Chris Conley and the justice system, and we'll see this to the very, very end. As District Attorney Conley said, this is only the beginning of the prosecution. There's still a long road, but I want you to know that our guys, our detectives, have worked tirelessly for this closure. Not just our division, but many others. I want to thank the Decatur Police Department, Aaliyah, the Florence Housing Authority, as mentioned before, District Attorney Chris Conley, Chief Ron Tyler, for all of their help, all of their support through this. Without them, we couldn't be as far as we are with this case. It's not just internal when we work these type of cases. We have to seek the help of many others. Particularly Detective Bill White, I want to thank you. You spent many hours away from your family during this, and it's difficult. It's hard. Detective Josh Hine, thank you. You spent many hours away from your family during this, and you'll spend many more as we continue this prosecution. You guys have done an outstanding job, and I know you'll continue on. Leslie, I can't say sorry enough. We care for you, we care for Kaiden, and we're going to continue to support you through this. Thank you.